Here we are in the second game of my road back to 2000. Again, I'm white, and like I said, I will be playing some kind of Colle-Zukertort system, but this time I wanted just to have some fun and to mix the move order. You'll see it comes all the same. So knight f3, knight f6, now e3, and after d5 I play d4. So you can see you can achieve this structure in any move order. This is just for fun. It can confuse the opponent when he sees something like this, he doesn't know what to expect. But okay, just for fun. And now he played the knight c6 again. Again, I mean like in the last game I played, again blocking the c pawn, which I don't think is a very good idea. But okay, I'm just continuing my development. First I play this prophylactic a3. I don't want him jumping to b4 after I develop my bishop to d3. He plays e6. And now I develop my bishop to d3. He plays bishop to e7. I castle, he castles. Okay, and now this is similar position like I had in the last game. And if you remember, in the last game I went for the c4 plan, attacking the center and trying to prove that my better developed pieces will bring some kind of advantage. But now here in this game I decided to try a different strategy. So first I will continue my development, and then I will decide, do I want to break with c4 or do I want to keep the center stable and try to do some action here on the king side. So I played b4, just a developing move. I want to put my bishop on b2. He played a6 for some reason. I don't really understand this move. Anyway, I continued with bishop to b2, rook to e8. So I guess he wants to play bishop to f8 and then maybe push this pawn at some point. But I'm just continuing my development, so knight b to d2, and he plays bishop to f8. And now this is the moment to decide what kind of strategy do I want to deploy here. So do I want to play c4, attacking the center, or do I want to keep the center stable? And this means that the c pawn will remain where it is, and try to steer some action on the king side. So I have decided to do the second. I started with knight to e5. This is very nice square for the knight. I can continue with f4 later on, maybe some kind of rook lift, maybe putting my queen on f3. I have several options depending what he does in this position. So he took the knight, I took back, and now his knight went to d7, which is now very nice because you can see that I have these two bishops, I have queen coming. So I have all this force on his king side and his main defender is just removed. So keeping that in mind, I played f4, fortifying the pawn, and the more important reason is that this move allows the rook lift. So now the rook can join the attack, I can attack on h7, maybe the queen can join too, and I have very nice attack. So in this position he plays queen to h4, which I think doesn't make much sense. He's starting some kind of attack, but he doesn't have any pieces on the king side. So you cannot attack with just one piece. So I continue with my rook lift, rook to f3. So the threat is rook to h3, and then I pile up on this h7 pawn. And he's trying to prevent me for attacking the h7 pawn by playing f5. Now my bishop is blocked. But of course here I can always take en passant. And this helps me a lot because it opens the position. Suddenly this diagonal will be opened, this diagonal will be opened. So I think this was a big mistake from his part. So I took en passant, he took back with the knight. Okay, and now I played rook to h3. Now this is not so dangerous because he is protecting the h7 pawn. So when his queen moves, I don't have this tactical resource anymore. And here he played queen to g4, wanting to exchange queens, which of course I don't want to do because I'm the one having the attack. I need my queen for the attack, and also if I were to take his queen, then his knight would become more active and so forth. So I played this move queen to e1. Now I'm still eyeing the king side, so I can transfer my queen to the attack on the king very quickly. So now I'm just waiting to see what he will do. And here he decided to play rook to e7. I guess he was thinking that he is fortifying this pawn, that he's somehow defending his king side, but of course this is a blunder, and I can give you a moment if you want to pause the video and find the winning move here. So the winning move is just bishop takes knight, because after he takes back, which he did in the game, then I have rook to g3, now pinning the queen to his king, and now he's losing the queen and very soon the game. So in my opinion here he could just resign, but he continued to play on. So he took the rook, I took back, now he played rook to g7, I'm just keeping my queen on the king side. And my plan here is not so much to simplify the position. I want to get attack going, so I want to keep the initiative. This is why I kept my queen on the king side. He played f4 here, okay, cutting off my bishop. But now it's a good time to activate the knight, so knight to f3. Now knight has some nice outposts here. He played bishop to e7, hitting my queen. So I just retreated my queen here to h3, still participating in the attack. He played bishop to d7 now, I guess trying to activate his rook and maybe his bishop as well. But now I can jump to this nice square e5, hitting the bishop, and he played bishop to b5 here. Now my normal instinct would be to simplify, so to take the bishop, you know, just exchange pieces, I'm up in material and so forth. But I don't like this plan here, because it gives him some initiative. So if I take the bishop, he takes back, now he's hitting my pawn. So yeah, I have to babysit my pawn, I have to be careful, maybe he can get some initiative on this side of the board. So I didn't want to do this. So instead of taking the bishop, I just brought my last piece to the attack, rook to f1. If he wants to take the bishop, I'll take with the pawn and I'll just continue with my plan. So now he played king to h8, wanting to double up here on the g file. I lifted up my rook, rook to f3. He doubles his rooks and I just play rook to g3. So now I'm going for simplification, but not only simplification, but also some other ideas in mind, like for example knight to f7 with check. I mean, there could be some tactical shots here depending what he does. He just took the rook, I took the rook back, of course with my pawn. Now this queen can look a little bit awkward, but it's quite safe and I can get it out whenever I want. So my attack is still ongoing. I'm threatening this check along some other resources. So here he decided to play bishop to e8, preventing this check. But now I have one very nice move, and this is g4. The problem is that he cannot take the pawn because he'll be checkmated. And if he does something else, I will take the pawn, and after the pawns are exchanged, my bishop will be activated. So I think this g4 is a very strong move. Unfortunately, or luckily, here he didn't see this mate in one pattern, so he just took the pawn and I delivered the checkmate. So this is the end of the game. If you just look at this final position, you can see that my bishop was very good for the whole game, although it only took one move to develop it. And also I was talking about this c-pawn, that it's important that this c-pawn stays where it is. In this way I'm keeping the center stable and I can play on the king side. So I think this game is a good example how you can play on the flank if your opponent allows you this. And here my opponent made some bad positional judgments, allowed me to play on the king side, and this game was an easy win. So thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video. Cheers!